Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another late night with Kelly. Yes, it is, well, Tuesday night. Depending on where you are, it might already be hump day. And we're going to be talking about the rise of Black Maga. Yes, we're going to talk about Snoop Dogg, Chilli, Nick Cannon, Tristan Thompson, Nelly, and Nicki Minaj, and how they have all come out in support of Trump. And it is causing an uproar through social media. A lot of people, a lot of Black people are not very happy about this. Before we get started, make sure that you guys like this stream and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. We got a great show ahead. I'm going to play a few clips before we get the show started. So sit back and relax and, drop a comment in the comment section and let me know where you are watching from tonight.
You were born in Canada, but you officially became a U.S. citizen in 2020. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm sure that was a very long road.
No, it's pretty quick.
Actually, really?
Yeah.
Is it because you're in the NBA?
I think it's just because of the pandemic, so they were just quick with it.
What are your thoughts on President Trump's crackdown on illegal aliens?
I mean, with President Trump, what he's doing, first of all, I love what he's done so far for our country. I think he's helped our country a lot. In terms of where he stands with that, I think, I'm a firm believer because I have family members and I have people that are immigrants. I think, I believe, for those that do the thing the right way and get their papers, I think they should be taken care of first and foremost. I think it's the right thing, right? I think that's the right way of going about it. But yes, do we have some great, brilliant minds of people that are in the process of getting their papers or in the process of their in-between stage? I totally understand. I think it should be case by case on the right people. So I understand where he's coming from, but for me, I think it varies depending on who the person is.
A bit more nuanced for you.
Yeah.
All right, that was a recent clip of former NBA player Tristan Thompson showing that he supports your president, Donald Trump. Not that there is anything wrong with that. It's just that it is making some people are very we'll say they're very upset to see Black entertainers, Black wealthy entertainers like Tristan Thompson backing Donald Trump. Let's get Tristan Thompson on the screen here. He's a former NBA basketball player. I'm not sure if he's still dating Khloe Kardashian, but he had a kid with her. And yeah, he's come out in support of, he said that he came from Canada. He, because he played in the NBA and, he said that for him, the process to become a citizen was not very hard. I wonder if it was easier for him because of who he was, or if it's the same process, the same duration of time as other people. So now let's get to the next clip. We are talking tonight about Black Maga, the rise of all of these successful, rich Black celebrities that back Donald Trump.
Twitter is so performative. Like, it's literally like, this is what makes people think that, Twitter is full of bots, which it is. But the performative shea butter Twitter, everybody was in such an outrage uproar about, you know, Nicki's political stances and all that good stuff. I just seen what Nick Cannon said, and for some crazy reason, I don't see the internet in an uproar about it. Not at all. I don't see anybody saying anything. I don't see y'all trying to assassinate his character, cancel his career, or whatever the case may be. Like, I don't see any of the heinous things that you guys say on the day-to-day basis about Nicki being said about Nick Cannon. And he verbally, like, said some, you get what I'm saying? Some things, you get what I'm saying? But where's the uproar? Where's the outrage? And that's why people don't take y'all serious, man, because it be performative, and y'all pick and choose based off if y'all like somebody. And y'all don't like Nicki, so whether she was supporting Christians, supporting Muslims, supporting Buddhists, whoever it is, y'all gonna find a problem with it. Because it's my good girl, Nick. But other people have their political stances. All the other celebrities can say who they like and who they don't like, and who they support and who they don't support. And you guys are just like, oh, you know, whatever. But because it's Nicki, I'm seeing TV hosts getting involved, reality stars getting involved. Everybody and their mama got something to say. And then they got, I need y'all to start being honest. It ain't got nothing to do with Nicki's political stance. You just don't like her. You're intimidated. Insecure people who don't have a mind of their own are always gonna dislike people like Nicki. Because you guys are sheep. If the industry says, oh, we don't mess with Nicki no more, y'all gonna be like, well, we don't mess with Nicki. Like, come on, have a mind of your own. What the heck?
So we are talking about the rise of Black Maga and how all of these, how many Black famous rich celebs are coming out in, you know, record numbers in support of Trump. These are just some of the latest people who have come out in support of Trump. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with supporting your president. It just goes to show that, you know, the Black community, you know, I think that a lot of people would want to claim that they're not a monolith, that you should have your freedom of speech, your freedom of expression, freedom of thought, the freedom to vote for whoever you want to vote for. And if you speak publicly about who you vote for, you can piss off a lot of people. I guess, you know, in the Black community, people assumed, I don't know why, but people just assume because you are Black or that you have Black skin that you're going to do what the majority is going to do. And I think that that is wrong. I think that people should be able to vote for whoever they want to vote for. If they want to support whoever they want to support, they should be able to support them, even if you don't agree. That's the whole point of freedom. There is no freedom if someone cannot state, you know, that they, you know, backed Trump. Even if you don't like it, you should be appreciative of the fact that we live in a country where you can, with backlash, openly admit who you voted for. You should be able to state who you voted for or what policies you back if you want to talk about that. Now, I'm not telling or advising anyone to walk around your city telling people how you vote politically and who you support. But I'm just saying that, you know, that we're living in the United States of America. It's supposed to be a free country, and it doesn't seem free. Every time someone makes voices their opinion. It doesn't even have to be about politics, or it doesn't have to be about Donald Trump. It could just be voicing their opinion on something. Then a lot of people get mad. But it's like, why are you mad that someone you've never met supports Donald Trump or doesn't support Donald Trump? That's their right to support him. Like, that's their right. So I just don't understand why people get mad. But let's get into the next clip. Let's get into another clip of different Black MAGA celebs supporting Donald Trump.
Look, let's stop pretending that what's happening on the left isn't just group thinking and a real cult. People are getting sick of it. The moment a celebrity steps slightly outside the leftist approved narrative, they get attacked. Chilli from TLC gets heat over allegedly donating to Donald Trump. Bill Maher, a hardcore liberal, get treated like crap just because he went to the White House. I'm a conservative. I have a large respect for Bill Maher. I mean, I haven't missed an episode in over 10 years. Even if I disagree with him, I still have large respect for him. The fact that I can do that, but parts of the left can't tolerate him thinking independently, says a lot. I mean, we got Nick Cannon, Ice Cube, Nicki Minaj all being criticized by these mental slaves. Even rumors of Sidney Sweeney being a Republican gets outrage, disbelief, and attempt to shut her down. It's like they can't even process, not even want to think the same way. At the end of the day, Donald Trump didn't just win by a small margin. The guy won the popular vote. He swept all 7 swing states. He won the electoral college. He flipped the thousands of districts. That's not a small moment. That's tens of millions of Americans, whether people like it or not. That's the mainstream. Whenever I go somewhere with the MAGA hat on, I get nothing but love and support and thumbs up. I can be in the suburbs. I can be in the hood. I can be in rural America. People still love the guy. So why let this cult treat like it's a scandal every single time a celebrity reflect views that line up with a huge portion of the country? Because they're a cult. That's it. If you step out of line, you get punished. That's not open-mindedness. That's social pressure being dressed up as moral superiority. And the irony is silly. Conservatives actually get labeled as intolerant. Yeah, I can openly say I'm a big fan of Bill Maher. Meanwhile, some states on the left can't even have their own sides differently, would have a different opinion without turning on them. I mean, at some point the outrage stops being convincing and it starts looking like insecurity, because that's exactly what it is. Y'all are faking gay, like Candace Owens would say. Not everyone agrees with the buffoonery, and the sooner people actually accept that, the healthier the conversations would be. But until then, do yourself a favor. Shut up, listen, read the country, and not just your small little TDS box.
So we've got a comment here. They get mad because they don't have a life. You guys, make sure that you guys like this video and that you are subscribed to the channel. We're talking about Donald Trump's Black MAGA, how all these famous Black celebs are revealing themselves to be Trump supporters. And a lot of Black people on social media are very upset. So we have Nick Cannon and Tristan Thompson, who've come out in the last few days and voiced that they back your president, Donald Trump. So let's get to some of the next videos. But here is just a quick synopsis. Did you guys like that synopsis of some of the celebrities that have recently, just in the last couple days, have been exposed or have revealed that they support Donald Trump? We have a comedian, actor, Nick Cannon. We also have Chilli, Rosanda Thomas of TLC, who recently just got exposed for posting, videos about Donald Trump. I'm going to play a clip. We will be right back.
Nicki just said he fucks with Donald Trump. On his show, The Big Drive, he had Amber Rose on, and he said people don't know that the Democratic Party was responsible for the KKK. People don't know that Republicans freed the slaves. Hey, Nick, newsflash, people do know that, but what people don't know, people like you don't know, that there was a party switch. That all of a sudden these Dixiecrats came out of here in the 1960s, the 1964 Civil Rights Act, changed things, flips. Lyndon Johnson, when he signed that act, said, "I fear we have lost the South forever." And they did. So don't tell me that people don't know this and people don't know that. The only people who don't know are you, Nick Cannon. And you, as along with spreading your seed, are spreading disinformation everywhere and having people like Amber Rose come on and saying that Donald Trump is doing exactly what he said he was going to do and draining the swamp. Really? Really? Thanks for your opinion, Nick. But maybe next time, do some fact checking.
I can't even get out.
Nick Cannon just said he fucks with Donald Trump. On his show, The Big Drive, he had Amber Rose on, and he said people don't know that the Democratic Party was responsible for the KKK. People don't know that Republicans freed the slaves. Hey, Nick, newsflash, people do know that, but what people don't know, people like you don't know, that there was a party switch. That all of a sudden these Dixiecrats came out of here in the 1960s, the 1964 Civil Rights Act, changed things, flips. Lyndon Johnson, when he signed that act, said, "I fear we have lost the South forever." And they did. So don't tell me that people don't know this and people don't know that. The only people who don't know are you, Nick Cannon. And you, as along with spreading your seed, are spreading disinformation everywhere and having people like Amber Rose come on and saying that Donald Trump is doing exactly what he said he was going to do and draining the swamp. Really? Really? Thanks for your opinion, Nick. But maybe next time, do some fact checking.
All right, so we are talking about the rise of Black Maga, which is pissing a lot of people off. Snoop Dogg, Nickiminaj, Nicki Minaj, Chilli, Tristan Thompson, Nelly, and more. We got to add Soulja Boy. We got to add Ice Cube, 50 Cent, Sexy Red. There are so many that are in support of Donald Trump. And, a lot of people are upset. A lot of these celebrities' fans are upset because I guess they assumed because they were Black that they all are going to vote or think the same way. So, that's what we are talking about tonight. We're talking about Miss Nicki Minaj. We're talking about rapper Nelly, who allegedly has been revealed, I believe, y'all can Google this. I just read recently, I believe Nelly got $2 or $3 million allegedly to perform for Donald Trump. We're also going to talk about Tristan Thompson, who, he was asked, how does he feel about how Donald Trump is doing with illegal immigration. And he revealed that he supports Donald Trump. And of course, Snoop Dogg, who, famously recorded himself about 8 years ago dissing Trump, and then later took the money to perform for Donald Trump. Also, I don't even know how many kids he has, 8 to 12 kids, somewhere in that range. Mr. Nick Cannon, Mariah Carey's ex-husband, who went psycho after they divorced, he also backs Donald Trump. And then Chilli Rosanda Thomas, who just got exposed for backing Donald Trump, but then she came out to deny it. But, she got exposed. So, whatever you do, I mean, I don't even know why she denied it. She should either ignore it or just stay true to, I support the president. No flip-flopping. So let's get into the next clip.
You were born in Canada, but you officially became a U.S. citizen in 2020. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm sure that was a very long road.
No, it's pretty quick.
Actually, really?
Yeah.
Is it because you're in the NBA?
I think it's just because of the pandemic, so they're just quick with it.
What are your thoughts on President Trump's crackdown on illegal aliens?
I mean, with President Trump, what he's doing, first of all, I love what he's done so far for our country. I think he's helped our country a lot. In terms of where he stands with that, I think, I'm a firm believer because I have family members and I have people that are immigrants. I think, I believe, for those that do the thing the right way and get the papers, I think they should be taken care of first and foremost. I think that's the right thing, right? I think that's the right way of going about it. But yes, do we have some great, brilliant minds of people that are in the process of getting their papers or in the process of they're in the in-between states? I totally understand. I think it should be case by case on the right people. So I understand where he's coming from, but for me, I think it varies depending on who the person is.
Bit more nuanced for you.
Yeah.
I love Kate Carney's work. Are you from Maine, New Hampshire, Boston?
No, New York.
Oh, okay. I spent a lot of time in New Hampshire and Maine.
Oh, did you?
Uh-huh.
I had relatives. Not in Maine. My son's dead.
Is your car all right?
No, I think he's got belt going.
You were born in Canada, but you officially became a U.S. citizen in 2020. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm sure that was a very long road.
No, it's pretty quick.
Actually, really?
Yeah.
Is it because you're in the NBA?
I think it's just because of the pandemic, so they're just quick with it.
What are your thoughts on President Trump's crackdown on illegal aliens?
I mean, with President Trump, what he's doing, first of all, I love what he's done so far for our country. I think he's helped our country a lot. In terms of where he stands with that, I think, I'm a firm believer because I have family members and I have people that are immigrants. I think, I believe, for those that do the thing the right way and get the papers, I think they should be taken care of first and foremost. I think it's the right thing, right? I think that's the right way of going about it. But yes, do we have some great, brilliant minds of people that are in the process of getting their papers or in the process of they're in the in-between states? I totally understand. I think it should be case by case on the right people. So I understand where he's coming from, but for me, I think it varies depending on who the person is.
Bit more nuanced for you.
Yeah.
Nick Cannon just said he fucks with...
Look, let's stop pretending that what's happening on the left isn't just group thinking and a cult, a real cult. People are getting sick of it. The moment a celebrity steps slightly outside the leftist approved narrative, they get attacked. Chilli from TLC gets heat over allegedly donating to Donald Trump. Bill Maher, a hardcore liberal, get treated like crap just because he went to the White House. I'm a conservative. I have a large respect for Bill Maher. I mean, I haven't missed an episode in over 10 years. Even if I disagree with him, I still have large respect for him. The fact that I can do that, but parts of the left can't tolerate him thinking independently, says a lot. I mean, we got Nick Cannon, Ice Cube, Nicki Minaj, all being criticized by these mental slave Even rumors of Sidney Sweeney being a Republican gets outrage, disbelief, and attempt to shut her down. It's like they can't even process. Not everyone think the same way. At the end of the day, Donald Trump didn't just win by a small margin. The guy won the popular vote. He swept all 7 swing states. He won the electoral college. He flipped the thousands of districts. That's not a small movement. That's tens of millions of Americans, whether people like it or not. That's the mainstream. Whenever I go somewhere with the Maga hat on, I get nothing but love and support and thumbs up. I can be in the suburbs. I can be in the hood. I can be in rural America. People still love the guy. So why let this coat treat like it's a scandal every single time a celebrity reflect views that line up with a huge portion of the country? Because they're a cult. That's it. If you step out of line, you get punished. That's not open-mindedness. That's social pressure being dressed up as moral superiority. And the irony is silly. Conservatives actually get labeled as intolerant. Yeah, I can openly say I'm a big fan of Bill Barr. Meanwhile, some states on the left can't even have their own sides differently, have a different opinion without turning on them. I mean, at some point the outrage stops being convincing and it starts looking like insecurity, because that's exactly what it is. Y'all are faking gay, like Candace Owens would say. Not everyone agrees with the buffoonery, and the sooner people actually accept that, the healthier the conversations would be. But until then, do yourself a favor. Shut up, listen, read the country, and not just your little small little TDS box.
All right, we are back. We are talking about the rise of Black MAGA. Black celebrities are coming out of the woodwork in support of Donald Trump. And guess who's mad? The Black community. Because I don't know why they would think this, but they must think that if you don't do what the majority of Blacks do, then you're not on code. And they've been very upset, we know, with Nicki Minaj, with Snoop Dogg, with Nelly, also Soulja Boy, who's not pictured, and we've had Nicki, Chilli. We've had Nicki, Chilli, and Tristan Thompson all come out in the last few days in support of Donald Trump. And Chilli actually was outed that she, backed Trump before. And Chilli has tried to deny it. But whatever you got exposed for, that was the real you. So I'm not buying it. And I really don't believe that Chilli should have denied that she supported Trump. Like, if she supports Trump or she supported him before, so what? That's what I think. So what? It doesn't mean that I agree. It just means, like, so what? So she has the right to support who she wants to support. I don't really I don't get, like, are we adults or not? What's with all this cancel culture if you don't do what your fans want you to do, or some of your fans? Because of course she's going to have fans that, voted for Trump. She's going to have fans that didn't vote for Trump. So it's like, even if she said, I wanted Kamala, there's going to still be some people who will be mad. I'm thinking, what kind of country are we living in? Like, we're supposed to allegedly be free. But if something gets revealed about you that, maybe your fans don't like, or maybe it's fake outrage, let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this. If it's fake outrage, celebrities have the right to vote for and back whoever they want to back, just like you do as well. So I want to welcome you guys to Late Night with the Kelly. If it's your first time here, welcome to the show. I want to encourage you guys to like this video, hit that notification bell and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Do it right now. Now, how long ago was it? About 2 months ago? Maybe 3 months now? When Nicki Minaj came out in support, of Donald Trump. And this caused, the world almost was going to end, it seemed. And, Nicki Minaj has been laying real low. I wonder if her music career is basically over because, she hasn't turned back on her Instagram account. She's been hiding for about 2 to 3 months now. And we've only seen Nicki Minaj when she's been doing, her doing some political, coming out. She came out, at Turning Point USA. And then she also, she got that gold card thing from Donald Trump maybe about 5-6 weeks ago. So I don't know. Nicki Minaj has been quiet, and the internet, social media was out for Nicki. They couldn't believe it. And it's crazy. None of the other celebs, they faced backlash, but not like Nicki Minaj. Snoop Dogg, Maga. Tristan Thompson, Maga. Nelly, he got $3 million to perform. I believe it's somewhere between $2 and $3 million. Now, if Donald Trump want to pay me $2 to $3 million, I'm taking it. I don't give a damn what no black people say. Is that crazy? I'm sorry, I'm taking the money. Money is hard to come by. Everyone's getting laid off and everything's going to AI. I can't fault Nelly for taking the money. I really can't. Nick Cannon, MAGA, wild and out. He's MAGA. Chilli just got outed for supporting Donald Trump. So, these are some of the wealthiest, some wealthy, depending on who you follow, some of these people could be like your favorite singer, athlete, rapper, and they support Donald Trump. What do you guys think about that? I know we have a lot of comments, and I'm going to start reading some of those comments soon. Let me know where you guys are watching from tonight. If it's your first time, let me know where you're watching from tonight. It is 12:18 in the morning here out west, and we are talking about your president, Donald Trump, and how all these black MAGA celebrities support him. You can see them all on the screen right now. It is no mistake. You are watching Late Night with the Kelly. Let your voice be heard. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know, do you support Donald Trump? Or did you support Kamala? Maybe you didn't even vote? Let me know where you stand tonight. And before we continue, where I live in a desert, baby. And we got 100-degree heat 2 months early. And we have $5 gas stations. So the world has already ended out here in the desert. If you would like to support the channel, LOL. If you would like to support the channel, buy me a lemonade. It is hot as hell out here in the desert. Gas has been at $5 a gallon for about a week and a half. And I've been doing some videos on the rise of, the cost of gas. I think when you live in Western states, you really care about the cost of gas. I know that in the Midwestern states, like in North Dakota, Kansas, South Dakota, gas is probably still in the $3s, so it's not affecting you as much. But here out west, gas has been at $5 for, I would say, like a week and a half. So if you like to support the channel, my Cash App is the Kelly24, or if you got Venmo, it's the Kelly Sphere. So buy me a lemonade so I could stay hydrated out here in the desert and I could be back tomorrow night with a new show. Or if you like to send me a gift or drop a super chat, you can do that as well. So we are talking about the rise of Black Maga. Your favorite celebrity is a Donald Trump supporter. How does that make you feel? Let me know in the comment section right now. Why does Black America in general, not saying each single person, of course not, but why as a collective does Black America get upset when one of their own, I guess in this scenario, all you have to do is have black skin because Tristan Thompson and Nicki Minaj are not African Americans. So, but obviously they're all black. But why, when a person with black skin doesn't follow the program, doesn't stay on code, Black America gets very upset? Why? Are people not allowed to have their own opinion, their own mind? Are they not allowed to vote for who they want to vote for, back who they want to back? Is this the freedom that Black people want? You got to do what all Blacks are doing. So if Blacks say vote for Kamala, you got to do it. And if you don't vote for Kamala, you're a traitor. We're going to cancel you. I'm not going to buy a ticket to your show. I no longer support you. I personally don't agree with this. I think that people got to separate the artist from whatever political beliefs that they may have. I mean, neither Nicki. I never liked Nicki Minaj, but nothing to do with Trump. But I'm not going to stop listening to Snoop Dogg because he likes Donald Trump. I mean, at the end of the day, to me, all of these people have the right to back who they want to back. Now, if they go out and commit like a heinous, murder or a heinous crime, now that would be like different. But just having a different opinion than, other, everyday Blacks, I think it's just wrong. So let's get to a few of the comments. Like I said earlier, let me know where you guys are watching from tonight. Is this your first time stumbling across my show? And make sure that you guys like this video and subscribe. Let's see what you guys are saying tonight. We got like 30 comments. Hopefully. Okay. Let's see if you guys have any good comments to read. Our first comment that I'm going to read is, who cares what Nick Cannon thinks? Well, I'm not saying that I don't think any differently about Nick Cannon, but apparently the Black community, some of them, they are in an uproar. They cannot believe that Nick Cannon and Chilli are in support of Donald Trump. We got another comment. I'm Black. I support Trump 100%. Then we have another comment. Backing the biggest liar and con artist. This person doesn't know their celebrity gossip and news. They say Tristan Thompson was married to a witch named Kim Kardashian. No, that was Kanye West who was married to Kim Kardashian. Tristan Thompson had a baby with Kim Kardashian's sister, Khloe. We got another comment here. F the left and the right and F Trump. We got another comment here. Nicki Minaj, Soulja Boy, Snoop Dogg all did music glorifying the devil. We got a good comment here. Celebrities are rich, so voting for Trump benefits them. I agree with that comment. We got a comment here. Gas is going to be more expensive in Democratic states. Well, I don't know if I live in a Democratic state. I don't think that I do. And gas is over $5 a gallon. Now, here is a map of what gas prices were looking like. This is like from like 2 weeks ago. So it's basically similar. It's still the same, but the prices have went up. So this is, what's been happening across America. And if you live out west in Washington, Oregon, Nevada, California, Arizona, gas is at or above $5 a gallon. So, out in these states, I'm sure people really care. They're going to care a lot more than somebody sitting in North Dakota or Kansas who's pumping for $3 something. Let me know in the comment section down below, how do you feel about Donald Trump? How do you feel that he's doing in this, a second term? Do you agree with his policies? How do you feel about the state of gas, the war? How do you feel about Donald Trump? Let your voice be heard. Don't be shy. We all know what Maga is. And I want to know, is America great again? We're in 2026. He's been in office for a year and 3 months. Is America great again? We got a comment here. Either sides do not care for the regular American person. Politicians suck. I should become a politician because that's where the money is. All of them, I wouldn't trust any of them. I would not be surprised if most of them are doing backdoor deals, accepting money that, the general public doesn't know about. They're not innocent people. You know what? And who knows? If you can't beat them, join them. We got another comment here. I pray someday Black people will stop believing Democrats' lies. We got a comment, from Marsha. They are all wealthy. They get that big tax break. This shouldn't surprise anyone. Money talks, so BS walks. Remember, they not like us. Trump can have them. Then another comment. As far as Trump goes, hate is not a strong enough word. Well, thank you for your comments, Marsha, if you're still in here. So we got differing opinions in the chat, of course. On my show, Late Night with the Kelly, I welcome all opinions. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're a Republican, Libertarian. I don't care how you identify. This is a open, late night show where you can voice what you really think, and as long as you don't be going like really crazy, I'll read your comments and we will have a dialogue. I'm saying that whether or not you support Donald Trump or not, I think that all of these people, whether they're rich or not, it could be yourself. You have the right to support Donald Trump if you want to. It's your right. If you want to support Kamala, that was your right. I don't understand why everybody gets all mad that somebody that maybe you like that artist, or maybe, even if it's not a famous person, why do people get upset that somebody that they know or like, was in support of something that they don't agree with? I mean, of course, you don't have to agree with them, but to be getting upset, canceling, I can't support you no more, I think it's a bit crazy, because don't we advocate for freedom of speech, freedom of thought, freedom of expression, but you can't even express yourself because you're going to get canceled. I watched an interview with rapper 50 Cent where he said he turned down $3 million to perform at Trump's, inauguration thing. And then I read earlier, a few days ago, that Nelly got, I believe, $2.5 million to $3 million to perform for Trump. So, I mean, this is what they're saying. I cannot fault Nelly for performing for Trump for $3 million, if that is true. I'm sorry. If I'm Nelly, I'm taking the $3 million. I mean, what do you guys think? Is that bad of Nelly or another, musician to take $3 million to perform? Is he turning his back on the American people? Or is he lining his pockets? I mean, I'm sorry. I'm taking the $3 million for one night. For one night. Nelly's past his prime. He's never going to get $3 million for one night. Just, touring around. So I can't, from a strictly money aspect, Nelly did what he needed to do. That's a lot of money. He just had a baby with Ashanti. I mean, that's $3 million. We got a comment here. Rappers and celebs are Freemasons. You can pay them to do anything. Some of them sell souls for money. Well, that 50 Cent, like I was just saying, he did an interview where he says that he was contacted. They wanted him to perform for Trump for $3 million, but he didn't take the money. So apparently 50 Cent cannot be bought for $3 million. But Snoop and Nelly and all them, they could be bought. Before I will play this clip so you guys can see it. Tristan Thompson recently sat down on a podcast and was asked about how he feels about how Trump is dealing with illegal immigration. And Tristan Thompson came out in support of Trump. Tristan Thompson is actually Canadian. So black people should not get mad at this one because he's not even African American. And he said that he became a US citizen in 2020. And you know what? Since, while we're talking about him, we might as well play the clip. Let's get to the clip of a former NBA basketball player, Khloe Kardashian baby daddy, coming out in support of your president, Donald J. Trump.
You were born in Canada, but you officially became a U.S. citizen in 2020. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm sure that was a very long road.
No, it's pretty quick.
Actually, really?
Yeah.
Is it because you're in the NBA?
I think it's just because of the pandemic, so they're just quick with it.
What are your thoughts on President Trump's crackdown on illegal aliens?
I mean, with President Trump, what he's doing, first of all, I love what he's done so far for our country. I think he's helped our country a lot. In terms of where he stands with that, I think, I'm a firm believer because I have family members and I have people that are immigrants. I think, I believe, for those that do the thing the right way and get the papers, I think they should be taken care of first and foremost. I think it's the right thing, right? I think that's the right way of going about it. But yes, do we have some great, brilliant minds of people that are in the process of getting their papers or in the process of they're in the in-between stage? I totally understand. I think it should be case by case on the right people. So I understand where he's coming from, but for me, I think it varies depending on who the person is.
Bit more nuanced for you.
Yeah.
Nick Cannon just said he fucks with Donald Trump. On his show, The Big Drive, he had Amber Rose on, and he said people don't know that the Democratic Party was responsible for the KKK. People don't know that Republicans freed the slaves. Hey, Nick, newsflash, people do know that, but what people don't know, people like you don't know that there was a party switch. That all of a sudden these Dixiecrats came out of here in the 1960s, the 1964 Civil Rights Act, changed things, flips. Lyndon Johnson, when he signed that act, said, "I fear we have lost the South forever." And they did. So don't tell me that people don't know this and people don't know that. The only people who don't know are you, Nick Cannon. And you, as along with spreading your seed, are spreading disinformation everywhere and having people like Amber Rose come on and saying that Donald Trump is doing exactly what he said he was going to do and draining the swamp. Really? Really? Thanks for your opinion, Nick. But maybe next time, do some fact checking.
So that was a clip of someone who definitely is not fond of Nick Cannon, who recently, was on a show with Amber Rose, and Nick Cannon came out in support of your president, Donald Trump. So you have, guys, let's put two and two together. It's not like it's just Nicki Minaj, just Nick Cannon. I mean, these people, many of them, especially if they're married, I'm sure most of them, like let's say like Nelly. Now, Ashanti has not actually publicly said, "I back Donald Trump," but I would find it hard to believe that Nelly backs Donald Trump, but Ashanti does not. Now, it's not our business to know who she backs, but I would say the likelihood is very high that all of these celebs, most of their partners, are going to be similar to them. I mean, let's face it. I mean, how many people are going to really marry somebody politically really different from them? It would probably cause a lot of arguments and stuff. So, just look at these people, I'm sure their partners feel the same way that they do. They're just keeping their mouths closed. The Nick Cannons, the Chillis, and she's dating a white man. Ooh! The Nellys, Tristan Thompson. Does that mean, does not Kim Kardashian, does Khloe Kardashian support Donald Trump? Your Snoop Dogg's, how does Snoop Dogg's wife feel about Donald Trump? Are they all just doing this for a check, And of course, Nicki Minaj, who, almost shut down the internet with her support of your president, Donald Trump. And, Donald Trump seems like he loves Nicki. He loves Nicki Minaj. So you are watching Late Night with me, the Kelly. We're talking about the rise of Black Maga. We're talking about Snoop Dogg, Chilli, Nick Cannon, Tristan Thompson, Nelly, and Nicki Minaj. Do you guys feel like should celebrities be able to openly express opinions on politics? Now, I want to invite you guys to check out my latest video that's dropping in a few hours. You might be interested in this. I know many of you are in the South or in the Midwest, so it's not affecting you drastically. But if you live in one of these 5 states, or maybe you live in Hawaii, you're at $5 a gallon or more. I went live last night, and someone that was watching said that they were in Hawaii. You guys listen to this. You're not even gonna believe this. I went live last night, and someone listening last night let me know in the comment section that they live in Hawaii and that gas is $7.05 in Hawaii. That's what they said. That is crazy. $7.05 to pump gas. So if you are interested in this topic, the video's coming out in 4 hours. So make sure that you guys check this video out. We're going to talk about how gas prices are affecting Americans, and especially in these 5 states. So, make sure you guys hit that notification bell right now so that you guys don't miss this video. So as you can see, still talking about my next video that's coming out in 4 hours, we're going to talk about these 5 states specifically and how they are destroyed by gas prices. I guess people in Arizona and Nevada are going to have to start walking because gas is $5 a gallon. Hawaii, I was floored. $7 a gallon. That is absurd. And out here in the Great Desert, we experienced over, it's already hit 100 degrees 2 months early. And we have $5 gas stations. The struggle is real. If you'd like to buy me a lemonade so I can make it through what's going to probably be an 8-month summer, over 100 degrees, the Cash App and the Venmo are at the bottom of the screen. The Cash App is the Kelly24. Venmo is the Kelly Sphere. Or you can drop a super chat right here. I'm trying to stay, hydrated. It is hard. Honestly, for me, I'm from the desert, so I am able to deal, but it is definitely surprising to be this hot so early in the year. Usually the first 100-degree day is in May, and we hit 100 degrees probably maybe 10 days ago now. I mean, it's hard to remember. Everything's going so fast. So, it's been about maybe 10 days since, the desert has hit 100. So, let's get back to, the late night show. So we are talking tonight about Donald Trump and the rise of Black Maga. All these millionaire celebs, are they selling their soul to the white man? Are they selling their soul? I mean, I'm sorry, if I'm Nelly, I'm selling it. For $3 million, I'm gonna sell. I am gonna sell my soul for $3 million. I sell my soul right now. No, I'm just kidding, but I'm selling my soul for $3 million. Probably, yeah. I want to be able to pay my bills. So let's see what you guys are saying in the comment section about, let's see what you guys are saying tonight about Black Maga. Let's read some of the comments. So we got a comment here. Tristan is an idiot. This guy doesn't even know his history. Now, I will say this. I don't follow the Kardashian. I don't really follow him like that. So I don't know really how he is, but I watched a couple clips before I started the live stream, and it's definitely possible that he's an idiot. We got another comment. Trump has done more for blacks than any other president in the past 30 years. Nick Cannon is a ass. That I agree with. no one bitched when Obama and Biden had high gas prices. That is a lie. That is a lie. Nobody is happy when gas prices are high. And I understand what you're getting at, but that is a lie. I remember when gas 4 years ago, it was $6 a gallon when Biden was in office, and I was not happy about it. Why would I be happy about $6 gas stations? Like, and that means literally that every gas station was $6. So I was not happy about that. And nobody, when it comes to pumping gas, who's going to go, well, I like Biden and gas is $6, I'm happy. Like, just like right now, who is going to go, I'm pumping $5 for gas, but trying to justify, well, I mean, you could still like Trump and pump $5 for gas, but I would find it hard to believe that people loved when gas was $6 a gallon in Western states back in 2022. Why would anybody be happy about that? Every time you pump, it makes your stomach sick. Like I don't know about you guys. Where I live is $5 a gallon. $5 a gallon. Do you guys not understand? $5. A lot of people on Reddit and other places are complaining about like $3.50. We were already at $3.50 before the war started, and we're at $5. So, I mean, do you think I'm happy about this? I don't give a shit if Obama, Biden, or Trump's in office. Why the hell would I want to pay $5 for gas? $6 for gas. I'm not going to give anybody an excuse because, oh, I like Obama or, oh, I like Trump. No. Gas is $5 a gallon. You're out your mind. We got a new comment here. Back in 2016, after Trump was elected, he worked to get us energy independent. We were exporting oil. Biden and the Dems were so hell-bent on undoing everything Trump did, we now rely on Arab oil. Well, here's the thing. Every time a new president goes in, it doesn't matter which party it is. They're gonna try to undo what the last president did, so America doesn't get anywhere. So like, if because let's just say Trump pisses off enough people. Let's say Donald Trump in this term pisses off enough independents, because this is what people don't this is one thing I feel like people don't understand. The election actually, now let me explain something to you guys. The election is decided every 4 years by like all right. The election every 4 years is decided by like 6 or 7 states. So there's 50 states in America, right? Well, think about it like this. The election is not decided in California. It's not decided in New York. It's not decided in Texas. It's not decided in Florida. Now, those states have the most electoral votes because they have the most people living in those states. But all of those states vote the same way every election. The presidency is decided in the same 6-7 states every. Have you guys ever noticed that? It's the president is decided in the swing states. Not in California, not in New York. We already know they're going to go blue. We already know Texas and Florida is going to go red. So the only states that really matter is Arizona, Nevada, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Ohio. You guys ever notice that they're always waiting on the votes from those same states? The Ohio's, the Pennsylvanias, the Arizonas, the Nevadas. Those are the states that decide the election. And I'm actually happy to be living in one of those states because that means your vote actually matters more than somebody who lives in North Dakota where you know it's going to go red and they don't really have electoral votes anyways. Another thing I want to mention, so that's one thing I wanted to point out, is that the election is decided in the same swing states every 4 years. If you live in Ohio, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Arizona, you decide the election. You don't decide the election when you live in Montana. Montana always goes red. So like it don't really matter. You could literally not vote in Montana and the state's still gonna go red. So we got a comment here. It was $2.40 a gallon before the war started. Well, in the West, it was never that low. The lowest was about, I would say it was $3.50 a gallon without searching. So probably Costco or Walmart could be like maybe $3.20 or something. No, I do not live in California. California is almost $6 a gallon. So we have another comment here. Obama and Biden had to clean up Republicans' mess. Now the next Democrat that comes in office has to clean up their mess. So here's the thing. When the Republicans go in, they're going to say they're going to pick up the mess of the Democrats. So it's like a never-ending cycle of nothing getting accomplished. We got a comment from Steve. Are you in Alaska, Steve? If you're in Alaska, I definitely want to hear from you. You know, I know you guys have the oil field out there. But we have a comment. We were drilling in Alaska. We were drilling in the Gulf of America. The Gulf of America? No, that one, I got to stick with what it was originally called, the Gulf of Mexico. We were exporting oil and it lowered prices. I have never heard anyone say the Gulf of America. We got another comment here. Of course, it's definitely decided by those states. Well, I just wanted to point that out. Like, do people ever realize that? Let's just pretend you live in, South Dakota or something. If some of these states, you don't even got to waste your time voting because your state is heavily blue or heavily red. So the thing about living in a state like that, if it's always been red for 40, 50 years, it's going to stay red. So it's like, you could literally just not vote. They might as well have an election, but just for like 6 states. Because we already know that if you live in Washington, it's going to go blue. We already know like how it works. The cities are blue, the suburbs are red, the countryside is red. I don't know any state that doesn't work this way. You could literally just have the election in Nevada, Arizona, Ohio, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and I think Wisconsin and Minnesota, they are blue, but sometimes, depending on the election, it could be very close in those two states. So you could just do those and be done with it. I mean, you don't even need to waste time. Like, what is the point of having the election in, California? Like, for what? It's not going red. So, that's just my opinion. So we have a comment here. Trump is a criminal. He tore down the East Wing of the White House. We got another comment from Steve. Are you still in here, Steve? Hillary lost because she ignored the Midwest states and didn't campaign there. Now, 2016, I think that's when she ran, right? I mean, that was 10 years ago. So remind me, what Midwest states are you referring to that Hillary Clinton ignored when she was running in 2016? Yeah, let me know that so we could have a discussion about, 'cause I don't know what Midwest is to you. I guess like being out west, when I understand, like, okay, a lot of people would say like, Chicago and some of these places are Midwest. I guess I could see more like North, South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska. So let me know what states you're referring to. All right, Steve. I think that you know what I'm getting at. I'm not saying that if you live in Montana, your vote doesn't matter, but honestly, your vote doesn't matter because Montana, I'll give you two reasons why your vote really doesn't matter. Now, if you live in Montana, go ahead and vote for however you want to vote. However, your vote doesn't matter in Montana because number one, Montana's a low population state. So, the electoral college actually decides who the president is. Now, I'm not even going to waste my time to look up how many electoral votes Montana has, but I've been to Montana. It's a very low population state. My guess is it probably has 3 or 4 electoral votes. That's not enough to swing any election. And they always vote red. So how would their vote matter if they always vote red and they basically have no electoral votes? So, I mean, go ahead and vote in Montana, but if I lived in Montana, I'd probably be tempted not even to waste gas to go vote because it's going to go red anyways. And there's not even any sizable electoral votes to matter. Let's say you're in a swing state like Arizona that has probably 11 or to 13 electoral votes. That could actually swing a tight election, but not 3. Not 3 electoral votes, and you always go red. The thing is, if you always go red or you always go blue, I know that the next election you're going to do the same thing. We got another comment. Trump won the popular vote. Yes, that is true. We got another comment here. I think something big will happen before the midterm elections. Possibly. I wouldn't put anything past in 2026. I'm gonna play a couple of clips. You guys check these clips out of your favorite black celebrities who have all gone MAGA. Is it just for a check, or they really support your president, Donald J. Trump?
Look, let's stop pretending that what's happening on the left isn't just group thinking and a cult, a real cult. People are getting sick of it. The moment a celebrity steps slightly outside the leftist approved narrative, they get attacked. Chilli from TLC gets heat over allegedly donating to Donald Trump. Bill Maher, a hardcore liberal, get treated like crap just because he went to the White House. I'm a conservative. I have a large respect for Bill Maher. I mean, I haven't missed an episode in over 10 years. Even if I disagree with him, I still have large respect for him. The fact that I can do that, but parts of the left can't tolerate him thinking independently, says a lot. I mean, we got Nicki, Ice Cube, Nicki Minaj all being criticized by these mental slaves. Even rumors of Sidney Sweeney being a Republican gets outrage, disbelief, and attempt to shut her down. It's like they can't even process, not everyone think the same way. At the end of the day, Donald Trump didn't just win by a small margin. The guy won the popular vote. He swept all 7 swing states. He won the electoral college. He flipped the thousands of districts. That's not a small movement. That's tens of millions of Americans, whether people like it or not. That's the mainstream. Whenever I go somewhere with the MAGA hat on, I get nothing but love and support and thumbs up. I can be in the suburbs. I can be in the hood. I can be in rural America. People still love the guy. So why leftists treat like it's a scandal every single time a celebrity reflect views that line up with a huge portion of the country? Because they're a cult. That's it. If you step out of line, you get punished. That's not open-mindedness. That's social pressure being dressed up as moral superiority. And the irony is silly. Conservatives actually get labeled as intolerant. Yeah, I can openly say I'm a big fan of Bill Maher. Meanwhile, some states on the left can't even handle their own sides differently, would have a different opinion without turning on them. I mean, at some point the outrage stops being convincing and it starts looking like insecurity, because that's exactly what it is. Y'all are faking gay, like Candace Owens would say. Not everyone agrees with the buffoonery, and the sooner people actually accept that, the healthier the conversation would be. But until then,